Welcome to the 214th broadcast of the T-ROH Show. It's your host Keith. I got Chris with me. He's visiting today.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So what's going to be happening here is this. We're going to go. I've got a list of things that we have to go down. So, um, what I'm going to be talking about is number one, the quickest thing, which is the 1871 scam. Okay. Now, let me give you a little bit of history of this. The 1871 deal. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll just read what we have to you, and that'll give you an idea. All right. With no constitutional authority to do so, Congress created a separate form of government for the District of Columbia, 10-mile square parcel of land. Then it said, it's not a parcel of land. All right. The act passed when the country was weakened and financially depleted after the aftermath of the Civil War. Okay. That part, as far as the weekend, and they borrowed a bunch of money to try to win the Civil War. That's when the bankers took over. Okay, that's one thing. Congress cut a deal with the international bankers, specifically Rothschilds, to incur debt to said bankers. Because the bankers were not about to lend money to a floundering nation without serious stipulations. That's not true at all. They relish being a part of a war because they lend money to both sides. They win either way. Okay, so it says Congress cut a deal with the international bankers and a floundering. All right, the Act of 1871 formed a corporation called the United States. Boom, stop right there. That Let me show you a little history that came out of that. That came out of RUSA, the Republic for the United States of America. That was Tim Turner's deal. Okay, they made that up so that they could get their foot in there and create a scenario that did not exist. So it could never be fixed. But you can constantly ask for money to get it fixed. You get it? So you create a scenario, you create a scam, and it's a scam. It's made up. So it's never going to be resolved. But you keep on rah-rahing and you keep on fighting. And that scam has been used as a money scam for quite a long time for donations and stuff. You just keep fighting for us. We'll support you, blah, 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 blah. And really, the money just kind of goes to wherever they want. With Tim Turner, that money went offshore. So keep that in mind. The $50,000 that Tim Turner had for a passport machine, that went offshore. I was on the phone with him. He just didn't know I was there. It was a friend of mine that had called him, and he had just left another seminar. He was going around charging like $150 for the seminar, running this scam. In 1871, they turned the country into a corporation, and they left our organic constitution before that, and the organic constitution was a Christian government, and they came in and ran a corporation. That's the story. It's complete crap. Okay, I'm going to show you here in a minute. It is complete crap. The what he didn't know was I heard him say he was creating these bonds. He was having these people write these bonds that were supposed to go towards their debt. They're supposed to go towards getting them out of jail fines, all this or court fines and all this crap. Okay, and what I heard was this. He says, "Well, I just came from a seminar. I got a bunch more bonds I can go ahead and cash out." It's like, yeah, you're cashing them out, all right. That money was going offshore. He was actually given by some people, okay, over in Louisiana, that we were talking to. He was given $5 million and told it was stolen. $5 million in cash, and told it was stolen, and he took it anyway. See, folks, see how that works? That's how if you find the guy. That's how you find out if the guy's a freaking thief, is a scam artist, or whatever else. You give him stuff. You tell him it's freaking stolen. He took it anyways, and all they did was steal it back. Okay, they know he's a thief, so they took him down for the IRS stuff. That's all it was. This whole thing was a scam. Now, let me show you. I've done this. This was a couple of shows ago. I'll do it again just so people get what I'm talking about, because I've even been told I am so misinformed. We had our organic, blah, 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 in 1871, and this is when the corporation did this, did this. It was all a joke. This was a scam. All right. Now, the executive power and authority of over said, in and over said District of Columbia, because what did they do? They created into a government, the District of Columbia, be and the same as hereby created into a government by the name of the District of Columbia, not the United States. The District of Columbia. They didn't do anything with their Constitution, the Constitution laws of the United States, right here. It has to be consistent with that, not inconsistent with. Even though this is a corporation already and always has been since the beginning of 1789. It was in 1787 is when that corporation was created. And the prince in England is the arch treasurer for it. It's been that way since that time, and that was in the Treaty of Paris. Go look it up in 1783.
Yep, that's right, 1783.
Okay, so don't sit and tell us that, oh, it was an organic constitution, because Tim Turner said the same crap. He said, well, before it was a Christian government, and then they came in and turned our government and our organic constitution that was enshrined in our laws into a beast, a creature, away from Christianity. Then right after he pulled that crap, it was hilarious. Is right after he pulled that crap, he started requiring people to go. You had to be a Christian in order to join. Well, under that so-called constitution, there's no religious test. So then he was violating that too. He was changing the whole character of it. So, it's right here, right in front of you, right on the screen. There was no constitution was created. It was in the name of the District of Columbia. Okay, so they wanted to create a municipality in a municipality in the name of the District of Columbia so they could run their inner city. That's all it was. Okay, so just what they've done is they created a scenario that it's impossible to fix because it's not true, and said, we're going to keep fighting to get our Constitution back. So you'll keep giving them money. It's a money scam. You understand? It's like saying, you're there to help homelessness, or you're there to cure cancer. Okay. How long have they been trying to cure cancer, and how many millions upon millions of dollars have they gotten? Billions, a matter of fact, have they received to cure cancer? And obviously they can't cure cancer. It just never, that's the scam. If they cured cancer, all that money stops. So what do? Stop giving them money to fight cancer. That's the dumbest thing in the world, to keep giving something to somebody that keeps failing. Say, look, man, we've been giving to you guys for years. So stop it. Stop giving to them, and all of a sudden it all goes away. The whole scam goes away. And then lo and behold, somebody comes up and says, oh, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Cancer's been cured. When in fact, it's been curable for years. They created a problem. It's like saying, we're going to cure cancer, or I'm sorry, we're going to cure homelessness, but yet you still, how many people do you have that are homeless? You're not going to fix that problem. You're going to use that problem to bring in more money. So that's what this is. It's created a problem that never existed. Okay. And that was funny because that is some people's bread and butter. Believe it or not. And you take that scam away, man, they got nothing. So somebody, saw what Tim Turner was doing, saw the success of it, and thought, hey, I'll just get in on that deal. So instead of actually fixing a problem, they create one. And then say, hey, just pay, give us money, please. You ever hear us asking for donations, folks? Really? Come on, if you think about it. All right. Now, this is what we did here. This is a problem, a main issue that we've had that we've worked on. And I think it was the best way we could go. It says Moloch and Baphomet worship hereby banned within the metes and bounds and seaward boundaries of the states of the Union and the United States of America. Now we're going to show you why. It says Moloch and Baphomet worship hereby banned. All right. Anyone found practicing Moloch and Baphomet worship shall be charged with intent to commit murder against children. What this does is this religion is specifically for sacrificing children, literally putting them into a fire and burning them to death. That's what that is. That's not a joke, and that's not funny. It's serious. So Moloch and Baphomet worship is not a religion, nor can it be classified as a religion when nefarious intent is present, and that's absolutely 100% true. I don't care if you're a church or not. If you're burning children to death, or you are sacrificing children unto your freaking piece of wood there, in metal or whatever the hell you want to call it, yeah, you're not a church and you're not a religion. You're a sick piece of shit, but you're not anything that you're claiming to be. You're killing children, is murdering them, is what you're doing. So, if there is nefarious, and we know that by law, when a nefarious intent is present, you can be busted. So, that's it. You're going to be charged with intent to commit murder against children. We see it. That's what's going to happen. Okay? So whether you like it or not, it'll go through our Human Rights Tribunal. And by the way, man, have you noticed all the hits on the Human Rights Tribunal, Chris?
Yes, I have.
It's unbelievable, man. We're talking like, folks, we're talking like 70, 80,000 hits on just documents that we have.
That's right.
Because it's a file-based type program, and it counts how many times it gets hit. And then we heard it on, I think it was on InfoWars the other day. We heard about the Human Rights Tribunal. Somebody called in and all that. So we thought that was pretty cool. And yes, it is genuine, and it is an actual court, and we do follow, we call it international due process and the whole thing. It's a real court, folks. Okay, and but I couldn't believe that how many hits that was. It was unbelievable. And it was basically against Bill Gates, Gates and Fauci. People are sick and tired of those two. Have you noticed?
Yes, they are.
They hate those two with a passion. You might as well just be the two demons walking around, because people, and Bill hadn't got it in his head yet. He hasn't, when it filters through his people, everybody in his people just kiss his butt. So he doesn't realize how many people really want him like gone. It's like, dude, you just need to go somewhere else in the world and get the hell out of here.
Wasn't it earlier in this in the summertime last year where people blew up his Twitter feed with about 25,000 negative comments?
Yes,
shut it down.
Trying to tell the guy, look, your life is mud. Your name is mud here, and you need to go. And that's what people are trying to tell him, and he's just too stupid to figure it out, or doesn't care. But one day, man, I don't know what's going to happen to that guy, but we're probably going to hear it on the news. So, you'd think you get a hint. All right, here's introducing the existence Hawaii County Assembly. Okay, so the Hawaii County Assembly has been working very hard to organize their assembly as they see fit in accordance with the law of nations. Their social compact has been established, and all of the steps required to establish their assembly has been taken. This is a certified copy of the Hawaiian County Assembly Constitution. It's right here. And we've been updating our newspapers and things like that with different links. So I know a lot of them have not been working here and there with documents. Just give us time. We're Bezos blew up our server. So you'll notice that once he was convicted, he stepped down. So it takes a little while for our convictions to move through this, moves through things and to get there. So just give it time. It may not happen right away, but it does happen eventually. Please welcome we the people of the state of Hawaii in union with the states of the Union in the United States of America, which, by the way, the state of Hawaii, or the Hawaii actually wasn't a part of the states of the Union, hereby establishes a county constitution. So this is their link right here. That's their current website. They'll probably get their own soon. We give them free websites for now, and we only give them those if they know how to admin them. People have been asking for them, so I ask them, do you have an administration form or an admin guy for it? And none of them do. So we're not going to run your websites for you. You're gonna have to do it yourself. So there it is. That's how you settle a state. You set up your county assembly. This is a lowercase c. It's done this way on purpose. This is for the territory, okay, of the county. That's what that. If you go look at the definition, that's what that is. And if it's an uppercase C, you're talking about a municipality, which is in the city. So what they did is when they formed this, they took over the whole county. That's how it works, folks. That's how you get it done. Anything that is there now or was there is a service of the city of London, the Rothschilds. They're giving you a corporation doing business as government, and it's a service for them. Y'all see what the New World Order is? It's nothing more than a bunch of big boys, okay, creating corporations that they control so that they can serve people as a government. Not necessarily that they are a government, but they do government functions as if there was one there. That's the New World Order.
They're beholden to the New World Order. That's correct.
Yeah.
Would it also be correct to say that the aforementioned uppercase C counties are also known as political subdivisions of the City of London as well?
They're companies. Yeah, just companies is all it is. They put them in there. They throw municipal corporations in there, and they're under what is that called? They're outside of the state constitution.
Mm-hmm.
The charter companies, and they're outside of the state constitution. They're outside of everything, and the state constitution never cedes any territory to them. So the people that are working for them are literally a private company that are trespassing on the public
Right.
property
Public
within the
property.
county.
Yep. I see. No, I see that. You're right. They those charters never had the public property ceded to it from the state.
Right. So that's how they operate. But it's easy to get in when your lawyers have committed a capital crime by attacking the state constitution and turning the judicial department into a judiciary. So it's easy to get those corporations in and get them run when you have your whole army already running things, and people believe that those lawyers are a part of even the United States. They're not. They're wholeheartedly subjects of the City of London, because the American Bar Association and the so-called state bars, okay, are all subject to the City of London under International Bar Association. So they've extended their tentacles out everywhere and did it in such a way, and did it really slow. It went since the 60s when they arbitrarily, what do you call that? They amended the constitutions, didn't tell anybody about it. And they've amended a bunch of them, I think 2 or 3 times, especially since 2005. They're amending your constitutions, folks, and nobody's saying a word. Your state constitutions, they wrote themselves in. That was the funny part.
They did that in Florida.
Yeah.
We already we showed that in one of the cases we prosecuted, where they just wrote themselves in, no notes, that they didn't make any notes at all. And then they wrote the bar into the association and did it all without a popular vote of the people. Totally illegal.
Right. And it's funny because I remember one guy saying to me, he said, well, we're in the state constitution. And I was thinking, huh? So I went back and looked. It's like, when was this voted in? When did this happen? So if you go back to the law of nations, it shows that that's a capital crime for them to do that. But we've brought this up before, and I don't expect anything to happen to them because people just, well, they're not bothering me right now. That's the way they are. However, it will bother you, and I'm going to tell you why. Um, this Moloch thing and what's going on in Washington D.C. right now. Okay, this is only the beginning. All right, Moloch worship has always blossomed itself into child sacrifice on the town square. Open public child sacrifice. It's always blossomed into that throughout its whole history. And gun confiscation has blossomed into mass killings. Okay. Now we've got an order out that says everyone needs to have a gun, everyone needs to have ammunition. That was a couple of years ago. If we got to issue that order again, then we'll issue the order again. Do not give up your guns. I don't give a damn what they say or what they do. Don't give them up. When they do, if you do, there are going to be massacres. I'm talking about massive amount of people, and they don't give a damn who they are. These guys love killing. Okay, and it's a spiritual thing. They are sacrificing your ass to Baphomet and Moloch. That's what they're doing. Okay, realize that this is a spiritual war. This is not a conventional communist socialist a war against capitalists. That's all a cover. This is a bunch of men who are serious devil worshippers, like Rothschild. Rothschild's he's a heavy duty devil worshiper. Everybody knows that. If you go look it up, you'll see it. He's very open about it. Well, all the people that are here are subject to him. So what does that make them? They're devil worshippers. So you got devil worshippers running your freaking courts and all your judicial stuff. And they're tearing it all up, twisting things into stuff that I've never seen before. They're just making stuff up. We've seen it, okay? We've prosecuted cases. We've brought in evidence, all kinds of stuff. We've seen some serious twisting of this and that and the other thing. It's unbelievable what the kind of crap they make up. Okay? So this is why we said a couple of times before, or I'm sorry, a couple of shows ago, and I'm going to say it again. You need to turn back to your Father in heaven. I'm not kidding. If you folks want to survive this, you kicked him out of the schools in 1963. You took away the prayer for your children. You took away the Bible from your children. The churches came in. They started twisting and turning all of the doctrine of the straight gate and narrow way to go find Jesus. They took all that away. They started giving you the fast track to salvation. They twisted what happened into in the Bible, what our Father in heaven and Yahushua said. And I'm going over that at the T-ROH show. And if you want to know more details on, just go to trohshow.com, and it will show you without a shadow of a doubt on the videos of the Dark Light series written by Stuart Best. Okay, and I'm on 14 now. Okay, and I did one correction because I mispronounced a word. It was a very important one, so I did the correction here. But it's on 14. I'm going to be doing a 30 video thing. I'm about almost halfway through, and you really need to understand what the spiritual fight is all about, what the rules are. You need to understand what the NWO is, New World Order. You need to understand what all that is, because basically it's about love. The whole thing is about love, believe it or not. Okay? So You need to turn back and start seeking the Father with all your heart, mind, and soul, and go through the straight gate and walk the narrow way to find Yahushua. It's highly important. It's all explained in here, and it'll be explained in here in almost 300 pages. And you're welcome to download these if you can. I'm not sure if you can or not, but you're welcome to download them. And just listen to them with the verbal whatever, because I'm just reading along is all I'm doing. And I'm only going 10 pages per video, and I do talk about my own experiences and do some commentary on it, and that's why it's some of them are 50 minutes, some of them are 39, some of them are 30. Just reading on the 10 pages, okay, and they get more and more interesting as they go, because more and more information starts moving and coming about. Okay, so anyway, so what you got to do here is you got to turn back to him, because you kicked him out, and now you've got Baphomet and Moloch running through your city streets. Okay, now for those that don't know who that is, let me show you a picture. Okay, this is what we're talking about here. This is the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. The Satanic Temple plans to bring Baphomet statue to protest whatever BS that they want to do. Notice this right here, okay? Isn't this the two snakes, right? Wrapped around. What is that called? I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, and that's the two snakes wrapped around there? The doctors, yes. That's the doctor symbol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, now you know where the tyranny is coming from, folks. It's not coming from your medical department or your doctors or anything. It's coming from the Satanic Temple. They're the ones that are telling you to put the masks on. The Satanic Temples are the ones that are telling you to put the masks on. Now, I bet you these doctors had no clue that they're actually a part of the Satanic organization. Okay? You want to know who's really running things behind this? It's guys like this. Okay? That's what we're trying to tell you, folks. You got to watch these people. As to what's happening, this is the big statue we're talking about. And you've got to get rid of this thing. You got to get it out of here. This is not cool. This is not about religion. This is about killing children. This is about oppression. Okay? Get it? This is about oppression. There is the symbol for doctors right now. The two-headed snake. They come in together. That is who is committing this, committing these heinous crimes of what we call, and I'm going to wait for it. Okay, what it is this. When your brain doesn't get enough oxygen, it causes brain damage. I'm not a doctor. I'm not, anybody in the medical field or anything like that. I'm no expert, and I'm not saying that as some kind of legal thing that I have to say. I'm just saying anybody knows, it has common sense, that if you can't breathe, or if you've been dead for a while, okay, the brain doesn't have any oxygen, it is damaged, brain damage. That's why they can't bring you back. All right. So basically what this mask thing is all about is, this took me 3 months to figure out, which was intent to damage the brain of your commercial competition for the purpose of creating the conditions for unjust enrichment and a monopoly. That's what they're doing. What they're doing is that's why this whole thing came out. Put the mask on them, okay? And if you put the carbon dioxide machine in there, right there, it immediately starts beeping and going crazy. You can go online and see that anywhere. They already have it, where it shows that that you're not getting enough oxygen to the brain. Eventually, if you keep doing that, that damages your brain. Too much carbon dioxide. So if they damage your brain, you're not thinking very well. So you're not going to run your business as well. And that's why they're not wearing masks and you are. That's why they're doing it. Okay? So when you see this, they're trying to damage your brain. That's the whole point of this. That's satanic. Okay? That's a nefarious act. That's why it's not a religion. Also, if you have brain damage, they can go ahead and stop you from what do you call it? Procreating, having children. It's intent to kill you. That's what they're trying to do. Purpose of creating the conditions for unjust enrichment and a monopoly. That's why all the cottage industry was a non-essential and all the corporations weren't. They were essential. It's okay for them to stay open. This is a commercial thing, guys. It's nothing to do with a virus. Nothing to do with a virus. Okay, so there you go. It tells you what the source of it is, and it's all satanic worship, every bit of it. And that's why we keep telling you this would not be able to flourish and this would not be able to happen if people would go back to our Father in heaven. You kicked him out. And then you invited a guy that hates you into your life and into the country. So you took the guy out that loves you, said, "Oh, we don't want you anymore," and then accepted the guy that hates your guts and wants you dead. Does that make any sense? That's just crazy, Chris. That's
Yeah,
all
no,
I'm
it doesn't
saying.
make any sense at all.
That's like, isn't it always in high school the good-looking girls are the ones that go out with the assholes that beat them? Isn't that usually what it is? So I think the whole country has a case of that. It's like, well, oh, this one wants to beat me and kill me, so I'll just go with him. Not literally, folks. I got to put that on the record. I'm not inviting that asshole in here. What I'm saying is that's what they do. Okay?
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, you got to get rid of these twisted people. Okay? You got to throw them in jail or get them out of the country. I don't care which. You got to get them out of here because they're going to tear the country apart, is what they're going to do. Okay? They're going to tear the country apart. And they're already getting there. They're already about, I'd say about 60% of the way through. They've already gotten rid of your cottage industries. They've already gotten rid of a lot of your everything that that was built, basically. Okay, so just letting you know. So what we're trying to do is put it back together. So we're writing these executive orders issued by the American National Union of the United States of America as it pertains to the Keystone XL oil pipeline construction. So we're reversing these orders. So what we're doing is we're waiting for Biden to write all his orders, and then we're just reversing them. Is all we're doing. Okay. So the executive order, the government of the United States of America and the states of the union have first in time, first in right as it pertains to land when it comes to the 1789 United States, your Constitution and everything else. The 1775 land ordinance was never ceded to the Constitution of the United States, which means you don't have any territory within the states of the union. It doesn't exist. Your territory is the District of Columbia and Manhattan Island. That's it. Nothing else. And whatever's offshore, you can keep it. It's all yours. Have fun. U.S. Virgin Islands and all that crap, we don't care. So this is that all pipeline operations are hereby ordered to commence to construct, connect, operate, and maintain pipeline facilities at the international border as they were before January 20th, 2021. As the individual contractor sees fit, any and all orders to the contrary are hereby classified as canceled, foreign instruments, thereby issued by an unauthorized and foreign totalitarian dictatorship. Okay? It's a dictatorship. Everybody knows about the voting. Everybody knows about the election. You're not gonna convince anybody otherwise. I don't give a crap who certified what, when, and where. Nobody cares about that. And that's it. That's the argument. You have zero. Okay, let's put it this way. Maybe we can do it this way, Chris. How about this? A lot of people, all right, why, I don't know, but they just like Trump. They have a right to like somebody if they want to like somebody. That's basically it. If you'd like somebody, I don't have a right to try to control somebody's feelings. If they like Trump, they like Trump. I'm not in any way, shape, or form. I don't care either way. Okay. I'm sure he's a nice guy. If I met him face to face, probably would like him. It's probably a lot of fun and might be funny. to hang out with. But I don't know that because it's never happened. I'd like to go meet him, straight face to face and kind of, get a feel for the guy. Okay. You know how people are. You can kind of just look at him and figure him out. What I'm saying here is this. No one, and I'm telling you, no one is going to follow Biden. No one's ever going to like Pence again or McConnell or any of the other people they look at as sellouts. No one's going to follow the Dems. Nobody's following you guys. Nobody. Nobody wants what you have to offer. You're not going to get the support you need. You're not going to, I don't care how totalitarian you get, you're not going to force that down their throats. It's not going to happen. You cannot force somebody to like you or to support you. It doesn't work. Even slaves will sabotage your ass. That was a big problem with slaves. They kept sabotaging equipment. So they didn't have to do it anymore. There's more than one way to skin a cat, folks. Okay? So you're not going to get ever, no matter how many names you call the guy, no matter what you do, when you go for this so-called impeachment, all you're doing is helping him. You're making a martyr out of him. Go ahead, stupid. Do it. Schumer, no one's going to follow you. Pelosi, no one's going to follow a wino. They don't like you. And you're never going to get them to like you. I don't care how much you start touting the Constitution and all this crap. No one's going to follow you guys. We know that we know how you got into office. No one's going to follow you. So you got to get it through your head. I know how jealous you guys were when he was in office. And that's all this was. He overshadowed everything you guys did. He overshadowed your lives. Okay? It was all about him, and every single one of you were jealous because you didn't have the support and you didn't have the following that he does. And I'm talking about he does. He still has that. He took it all with him. Your ratings have gone through the floor. Nobody cares about anything you say. Nobody even looks at your freaking videos anymore. And we know you're forcing people to follow Biden. All right? Not going to happen. Obama, you're done, dude. Nobody wants you around anymore. Everybody saw what you did. All the nefarious things you've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years. Because you can't let it go. You can't let the power go. You got addicted, okay? So you're never going to get the support, ever. Am I right, Chris? If you're looking at this from that point of view?
Right. Forcing people to like you is no way to run a nation. So I think you're right on that.
Yeah. You either care if they like you or don't. Or you don't care. Or you're just constantly doing the right thing. You just do the right thing regardless.
That's right.
Okay? If they like it or not. But you are never going to get anybody to follow you. You guys have failed politically. You're political failures. You're never going to get the leadership. You're never going to be that leader. Ever. It's not going to happen. So give it up. Because more that you try to destroy that guy, the worse it is on you. All you're doing is stabbing yourself in the back. That's all that's going on. Take that political advice. Do what you want with it. Either way, you guys are toast as far as any kind of popularity, as far as anyone following you or even listening to you. You know what happens when McConnell gets on the television? Everybody shuts it off or changes the channel. Go look at your ratings. Whenever Biden comes up, nobody wants to listen to that guy. He's the most unpopular thing that ever existed. He's called the sniffer. Okay, folks? He's the sniffer. No one likes the guy. The Dems, you may have some kind of monopoly on the votes and the courts and everything else. Still, nobody listens. Unless you have direct control, they'll listen then, and then when you turn your back, they're gone. Screw you, I'm out of here. They ain't going to listen to you. because you don't have the respect. Nobody has any respect for you. And it's right on the streets, folks. That's the way it works. Okay? So, issued by, here's another one as far as immigration is concerned. Okay? So, we're not shutting the borders down. What we're saying is this, which we have a right to do, by the way, under the 1775 Land Ordinance. We have a right to do that. But that all borders of the metes and bounds of the states of the Union within the United States of America are hereby ordered closed to all immigration. No more immigration back and forth. That's it. Done. Okay? Now, you guys can either listen to people that have common sense, that have a right to do things, or you can listen to pedophile Pete up there in the freaking office. All right? We're talking about Joe, pedophile Joe, if you want to call him that. Everybody knows what he is. Everybody knows what his son is. Do you know, folks, that there's a photo of his son that's roaming around everywhere with a little girl that's probably not 3.5 feet tall, that's in stripper clothes, lingerie, hugging a pole? I would show you, but it's freaking disgusting. I erased it off of when I got it. I just went ahead and deleted it. I don't want that porn near me, that child porn crap. Okay? Little girl, man. Makeup on, the whole thing. Who's going to respect that crap? Huh?
That's just, I didn't know that. That's disgusting.
Yeah. So who's gonna, you know, first of all, you don't want that crap anywhere anyways. But it's when you see it, and you're like, oh my God, look at that crap. And then that same piece of dog shit is up there holding a book for his dad to take an oath. And you're looking, it's like, dude, everybody knows there's just saw a picture of you with this little girl. And then what do? Oh, let's put him in charge of DEA. Good one. That's a real smart move.
Oh my God.
So put him in charge of the DEA. Okay. Now, as it's pertained to whatever's going on in people's heads, that this is all some kind of sting, because I know this is a guy, Pechenek or Pechenek, whatever the hell his name is. He gets on InfoWars sometimes. Steve, he keeps saying that all this is being done and people are being arrested and all this crap. I don't see any evidence. Do you?
No, none of that's true.
I don't see any evidence anywhere that this is going on. Show me the evidence, then I'll believe you. And I'm not saying that, no, show me, or if you put evidence in front of my face, I will turn my head. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you have evidence, let us know. Let's see him in jail. Let's see them pictures of him being arrested. Where's the video? I know there's videos. So where is everything? Okay. And you got to, I just don't see it. I don't think anybody else does either. You're seeing things you want to see. If I wanted to run a scam like that, I could run a studio. That'd be easy to do. Oh, that's not the actual White House. It says the White House is closed. Okay, whatever. You ever thought maybe the New World Order took over? And not necessarily anything else? I mean, if you're dealing with the U.S. military, you're dealing with the New World Order. They are the New World Order. They are the military for the New World Order. I mean, if you didn't know that, seriously? And the people that are in there haven't figured that out? Come on, man. Come on, man. Isn't that what your president does there? Come on, man. Give me a break. So anyway, enough of that guy. So what we're going to do is this, as far as the spiritual warfare, this is kind of the take on it. And I'll read something that was written last week. Okay, so here we go. The main goal of the rich men is to get the inhabitants to kill each other, and will create any scenario they can to make it happen due to their greed for land. Everybody notice that the land that has come in, that was created to get it real cheap for Gates. Gates is the biggest landowner around. and all of a sudden it's all farmland, right? So people are thinking, they know this, by the way. People are thinking, oh, it must be end times because they're doing it for the uh, the son of the devil and all this other kind of crap. Because haven't they been trying to say that for years, for generations, for decades, that it's the end times and all that? Nobody knows when the end times are going to be. These guys are just manipulating you with moves of end times. Okay, so you won't do anything about it. That's what's going on because you think that it's God that's commanding it. So you have to watch out for that trick. Okay. All right. Now the U.S. Congress Dems are creating a monopoly to manipulate votes to go their way for the appearance of a democracy. Democracy's gone. Everybody knows that. There's no popular votes anymore. It's over. There is no way that the most unpopular party got all three houses and all that crap. There's no way that happened unless they didn't have the votes. Trust me. Okay. Two things we can do to crush a monopoly, thereby restoring free speech for the purpose of making sure free speech is available for those that want to go through the straight gate and walk the narrow way, not to fight the beast that is at war with Yahweh. Now, what's going on is this. We are not going to step into and stop. All we're going to do is uphold free speech. We're not going to stop the oppression from happening, because the reason why this oppression is happening right now is because you turned your back on the Most High. Okay, regardless of what the United States is, and regardless of what the District of Columbia is, and their Moloch worship or whatever other kind of freaking worship they're doing, or fascism or whatever crap they've got going there, which are Masons, by the way, they have nothing to do with our Father in heaven. We need to uphold free speech so that you have the right to go seek out your Father in heaven. Free speech deals with religious and your beliefs and everything else. Okay. Also, so you have to be able to do that. Communists like to stamp that out because they got to put their God in the way, which is the state. Okay, so we have to stop that. Keep the free speech going. Keep the free religion going, so that people don't mistake the state for their God. You got to do that in order to save your children, because according to the scriptures, what we're looking at is that the devil is trying to steal souls. You understand? And by you not following and not trying to find your Father in heaven. Okay? You cannot become completely free until you have found Yahushua / Jesus. You cannot be completely free, because the way you are structured now, at the fall of Eden, when they fell out, and I'm going to be recording this in the series more and more in detail, turned you into a beast. It turned you into somebody that's violent. So that's why you're being held down, okay? Meaning there's a lot of oppression there. You're not completely free, because if you do that, you'll just do whatever the hell you want. I'll give you an example. There was one woman that allowed herself, she said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. For 8 hours, I'm going to stand up here. I'm going to tie myself up. I'm going to be completely naked, and people can do whatever they want to me, and I won't stop them, and I won't charge them, and I won't do anything. She was raped twice by strangers that just walked in and just started raping her. When they are left to their own devices, when they're left to when they think that they'll get away with it, that's exactly what they did to her. Okay, so that experiment has already been done, and it proves man cannot be left without restraint. So you have to realize that. All right, folks. Sorry about that. I was about 12 seconds or so. I was muted and didn't realize it. All right, so I'm sitting here talking to myself. Okay, here we go. All right, first is the freedom of speech. We got to uphold that. And the two things that we got to do is, and the second thing is stop the intentional killing of inhabitants for the purpose of cheating Yahushua out of souls. That's what this is about. Now, I know this right now doesn't make a lot of sense to what I'm talking about. All right, and there's probably going to there'll be a lot of people that say, well, they're just going off the deep end. He's gone full religious nut job, and away we go. I get that. I understand all that. But it'll make more and more sense when you start listening to those videos that we're putting together with the dark light videos. It explains all of that in there. So I don't want to repeat myself with videos. What I want to do is uh, get people to fully understand and have a full grasp of what is happening to them, so that when you make a decision, you make a complete informed decision. Because there have been people that have been placed within the church that are deceiving many. And a lot of the people there don't realize that they're being deceived. Okay? So we're going to a completely different direction as far as how to become free, how to free yourself. And freeing yourself is not just proclaiming I'm free. It's not how it works. There's only one man that can do that. Okay? And that's the way this works. Now, because you'll never be completely free. If we tried to completely free people, it would be a failure, complete failure, because that is not what we're here to do. What we're here to do is be a second witness for people. That's what government is. It's a witness internationally. And that's why when we kind of laugh at people that attack the government and attack me or attack courts and stuff, you're just destroying your own witness. It's kind of stupid, but that's the way they are. The oppression is here for a purpose. It's to heal people of their affliction that was caused by the fall of man and woman when they fell out of the Garden of Eden. It's that big. It goes that far back. This is an age-old issue from the beginning, and from the beginning of Yahushua, when he died, resurrected, and the whole deal. Okay, he showed what needed to be done. So this is why we look at you and say, okay, if you're wrong in a situation, we're not going to support that. If you're right, the two things that we need to get done is that you need to do is, first of all, you need to stop being at war and at odds with your creator. If you want to, you need to wake up every day and seek to reconcile with him. Make peace with him. You do that every day, your life will turn around. If you do it every day, your life will turn around. In other words, if this is your approach to the world, if this is your approach to life itself, to reconcile and make peace with your Father in heaven, your life will turn around. Amazing things will begin to happen. If you wake up every day and you're going to bitch about life and you're going to, I don't believe any of that crap, and you don't believe anything past your five senses, and you're not real deep thinker and all that stuff, your life is going to be oppressive. This is the natural law, folks. It's the way things were set up. I didn't set them up. I'm just telling you the rules that I discovered or was told to me. Okay? So the main message in all cases is to stop the rejection of our Father in heaven. Seek him with all of our hearts, minds, and souls. Go through the straight gate and walk the narrow way. There's absolutely nothing you can do outside of those two commands that will get you into heaven. That's it. That's what you got to do. That's your life. Why are you here? That's what you're here to do. Seek your Father with all your heart, mind, and soul. Go through the straight gate and walk the narrow way, which means you got to start at Calvary. Okay? Pick up your cross, follow him, away you go. All right? This political position of this government, or the government of the United States of America, keeps it in honor with the commands wherein the blessings will cause relief against those that are under oppression for the purpose of correction. In other words, if you follow those two commands and get moving, your freedom will happen. That's how you get your freedom. That's the way. Follow those two commands, that'll be the way. After those two commands are followed, and after all the process is done, love your neighbor as yourself and love your father with all your heart, mind, and soul, because you'll have the ability to do that. Fair enough? The condition creates reward to those that obey his commands and the oppression for those that do not. So the people that are coming out and they're saying, okay, they can kill 1 million children to Moloch, it's not going to free them. They're not going to get any more than what they have now. Their fight for freedom is so messed up that I can't even begin to show you how twisted that is. Okay? More power does not mean more freedom. More power means, especially if you cheat to get that power, means you're behind gates. Less freedom. So the way the Dems are going is the exact opposite of what they believe they were trying to achieve. More security means less freedom. You throw yourself in jail, folks. All right, so that's the way this works. We're just going in this direction so that we're not fighting. In other words, we're not trying to free people that are just spitting all over our Creator, okay, our Father in heaven, and just crapping on him. We're not here to help you achieve that and try to, through knowledge, that you're going to free yourself. Without him, not going to happen. Might as well give it up now. You're going to still be miserable. You're going to still be seeking something that is non-existent, and you're going to waste our time and your time. Thanks for listening to the 214th broadcast of the T-ROH Show. Sorry for the 15-second silence there. I'll go ahead and put that in the in the notes down below that there's going to be a 15-second silence there. So that's the way it works. All right. Thanks for listening, folks. And if you have any more to suggest, we're open to suggestions. Thanks for listening. See you next week.